fearless Farah.
Fires toward the goal line. A ball's going to be caught. Touchdown. A post pattern to Parker Washington. And Jacksonville in the end zone. A 23-yard touchdown pass. Fires toward the goal line. Touchdown. Brenton Strange. This was a Brenton Strange drive, and he capped it with a 7-yard touchdown. How good is that? Checks it down. Almost picked off. It is intercepted. The Jags running it back. There's Antonio Johnson. 40, 35, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Antonio Johnson with a pick six. The Jags have extended the lead. How good is that? Throws it out of the backfield. Caught by Quentin Morris. The tight end in the right flat. Touchdown, Jacksonville! And the Jags are pulling away here from the Tennessee Titans.
Guys, hey, I love you guys so much, man. Love you guys so much. Seriously, hey. That felt pretty damn good. Guys, such a great team win. Such a great team win. Man, this is a special group. This is a special group. And I'm so proud to be your coach. So proud to be here with you guys. But man, this work's just getting started now, man. This work's just getting started now, man.
1010XL 92.5 FM presents Jaguars Today with your hosts Mike Dempsey, Tony Smith, Mike DeRocco, and Dylan Denmark.
All right, good morning, everybody. We are inching closer to Wild Card Weekend around these parts. Love to kick the NFL season off tonight, but we have no Thursday night football. I guess we'll have to settle for Miami and Ole Miss. But welcome into Jaguars Today. Mike DeRocco is here to answer the most pressing question that Jacksonville Jaguar fans have been wondering about.
I can't wait to hear what this is.
For a little while now.
Okay.
How did you feel about the conclusion of Stranger Things?
I was a little ambiguous at first. Didn't hate it.
Yeah, you didn't
hate
it.
it. No, I was not.
You wanted to love it because you were invested, but
right. Well, I don't know. Like, I knew it was going to happen from the beginning of the season that 11 was not going to make it. You could tell based on some of the scenes.
Spoiler alert!
Yeah, I don't really care. If you haven't seen it by now, that's on you.
You know, you should have known early on when you have a show that everyone is recommending because it feels so much like a Stephen King type thing, the ending is just not going to land. Like, that's the Stephen King thing. You're going to get a great story, a bunch of characters you love, and then you'll get to the end and be like, that's all you could come up with?
Well, I mean, I didn't, look, I'm all about, there's enough crappy, poopy endings in the real world that I wanted a completely and totally happy ending.
Oh, yeah.
From this, well, I phrased that wrong. I wanted the show to end really happily with everybody happy and all that stuff. And I knew that wasn't going to happen, obviously, early on in that season. But maybe I'm just annoyed that everybody got their happy ending, except the character named Mike. Maybe that's part of it. I don't know.
All right. Well,
anyway.
Enough of that foolishness. We just haven't had you in for the last couple
I know.
weeks.
It's been a while.
So Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy NFL playoffs to you, sir.
Woo! That's the best part of the new year.
Well, it is. I mean, for you, what would change? What changes immediately after the season? For you, obviously, there's not press conferences every week. You know what I mean? Like
when it's over?
Yeah, you're just extending regular season mode right now, or
yes.
your duties increased at all?
Duties increased, extend regular season mode. What ESPN wants is they want a big story from each team for each week that they're alive. So my story is how Liam Cohen got the Jags to the playoffs is running Saturday or Friday, I think, this week. Well, I'm already working on the Trevor Lawrence story that's going to run next week. Now, if they don't, for some reason, beat the Bills,
you have to come up with a big story. Oh,
well,
I'm saying if they did continue on.
If they don't, for some reason, beat the Bills, we're gonna tweak that Trevor Lawrence story, and that'll be like our season wrap-up thing about hey, is this sustainable? Did Liam Cohen finally do what Urban and Doug were unable to do, which is unlock the generational prospect.
D-Rock, I know they're not ones to get into the injury situation, but do you have any intel on Cole Van Lannon and his likely availability this week, or how they're feeling about it?
They feel pretty good about it. I'm expecting him to be out there today in a limited basis, so that's a positive. But it'll depend. Like Friday is a big day for them. Like they got to see these guys move around pretty well on Friday, and then when they get there on Saturday morning, how are they feeling? Type of thing, is there any additional soreness? Is there something that we did? Any swelling?
Saturday or Sunday morning?
Saturday morning,
Okay.
Because before they, in most times it's before they get on the plane, they want to have a good idea about what's going on, because then they can take Saturday and sort of make any adjustments that they need to, for game plan or plays you're going to call or whatever, any of that stuff, if you're not going to have a certain guy. Now, maybe not as much for left tackle, for sure, because it'll probably be, you probably just slide Walker Little to left tackle, and, if Makari's healthy, then he probably plays right guard. If he's not healthy, which I expect him to play this week, if he's not, then it's
You do expect Makari to be available.
I do. And if he's not, then it's going to be Wyatt Milam. So they've got options for sure.
Chuma Edoga has been surpassed in the pecking order?
I wouldn't say surpassed. I just think they, Makari, they would want in the starting lineup.
No, I'm saying compared to Milam. Like if you had to go to the bench option.
Yeah, probably. They like Wyatt a lot. And he's played a little bit, early in the season he hadn't, but recently he's gotten a lot more playing time, so I feel like that's sort of the guy that they would put in. He's the guy for the future, and then Edoga can be your swing tackle, and in that scenario where those guys where Van Lannon doesn't play, type of thing. So
if Van Lannon and McCary are both back this week, Walker Little goes back to the bench?
That's what I would expect, yes.
Okay.
Any consideration of leaving Walker Little in there? I think people think he's played pretty well.
At right guard?
Yes.
Okay, at left tackle, no.
At right guard.
I think if there's any sense that Makari's not 100%, then I would think that they would probably consider that. But I think they want Makari on the field. So I would expect if they clear him to play and he's playing and they feel like he can play pretty close to his normal level, then Walker would go to the bench.
Are they getting their proper mileage out of the disrespect card this week? Jags are the underdog. Everyone's
not as much as the Panthers are, I think.
Well,
but
maybe
yeah.
not. But and the Panthers actually beat the Rams.
Correct.
Like 5 weeks ago, whatever it was.
In Carolina.
In Carolina, right.
Yeah.
Same scenario where Stafford turned it over 3 times. But, look, I think the national narrative, the biggest national narrative about this game, and I get the narrative. It's not a question of who they think is the better team. It's Josh Allen's, opportunity, because he's been the guy knocking at the door along with several others for the last few years and hasn't been able to break through. And seemingly some of those obstacles, some of the traditional obstacles are out of his path. They might overlook the obstacles that took those other obstacles' place. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
It's not like Patrick Mahomes just decided, hey, we're 12-5, but we're going to take the postseason off, right? They weren't good enough to be here, and
Correct.
other teams surpassed them.
Well, but here's the thing. He's never won a road playoff game.
Correct. I think, 3 of those in Kansas City, though? Maybe one in Cincinnati. No, I'm with you. He's never won on the road.
A couple of them weren't, 2 of them in the AFC title
I'm just trying to be fair and balanced.
Right,
and,
No, I think, look, they will find something to use as a nobody respects us, no one expects us to win, we'll show them wrong. That's what they'll find it. 1.5 point road or home underdogs, which in reality, when you look at it, that's a 4.5 point.
Basically,
yeah, because you get 3 generally for being at home. So they're thinking that the Bills are a touchdown better than you here in your own house.
Although
so they'll figure that out.
I have heard odds makers say that's changed over the years, that not every home environment it's not an automatic 3.
Right.
Kind of thing. But I'm with you.
Generally, yeah.
Generally, there's some home field advantage factored in. If this was a neutral field, it would be more like a field goal favorite or something
probably.
like that for Buffalo.
Yeah, but logically, when you look at it, this is probably the weakest team that Josh Allen has had in the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like during his 100%. Run. So, Look,
I think the Jags are the better team.
Trevor's playing out of his mind. The defense is playing really well. They're getting turnovers again. They're stopping the run. Liam Cohen is diagramming his rear end off and drawing up some phenomenal, plays that look like this that turn out to be that. And Trevor's, reading coverages really well. I mean, it's just, everything is going really, really well, and they're playing at a high level. So it's just funny to me that that's the team that you say they've won 8 in a row, but they're not going to be good enough to beat this team.
All right, look,
at home.
You're preaching to the choir on that front. I'm with you. All right, so today's question of the day, we're asking you, presented by Chad and Sandy Real Estate, is specifically focusing in on the top pass catchers among the wide receivers and tight ends. Which one you think will have the biggest game against Buffalo this week? And the usual suspects are in there alphabetically. Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange, Brian Thomas Jr. and Parker Washington are your options. So one-click vote on that if you'd like to today. You can get in at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines or hotline, and same number for the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Stream the program today on YouTube, on X, on Facebook, or hit us up on social media at MD_1010XL, at 1010XL Fat Tony, at ESPN DeRocco, and at 1010XL West Side, Denmark.
I'm a sausage guy.
Hey, Mike.
Yes.
I have a question.
A question.
What do you call friends that sit at a table and eat together? Taste buds.
Oh, my goodness.
Dad joke Thursday? Is that
what it is? That is actually a pretty good dad joke.
That is really good.
I have a producer on Sirius that loves nothing more than a good dad joke, and he's in his 20s, much like this guy over here, allegedly. So, well, you got me on that one. Taste buds. All right. Wow. All right. So we'll come back. We're going to hear from Liam Cohen, a little bit from Trevor Lawrence this hour, as well as we set the table for Wild Card Weekend. We will give Tony his crown for winning the Breakfast Bowl. Breakfast Bowl has mercifully come to an end for the season once again.
Mercifully.
Now, here's the thing. Mercifully for some who had to buy breakfast a lot. But in the case of Dylan Denmark, he lost the overall.
Yeah.
Are you making your plans to come back here in the fall and buy us all breakfast?
I'll give RJ my Venmo.
Is that it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Whatever the case may be, he won't take the trip over from the west side, man. Take a day off. It'll be like August, right? So, school won't even be in session.
No, it'll be September.
At that point.
Yeah, it will.
September.
Second week of school.
Nah.
Season opens
What
in
time?
September.
Second week of August,
Right,
they
but
come
we
back to
can.
school.
But you come back before the season. We don't have to do it. We could have it on your first.
Okay.
Day back in the
Yeah.
fall.
We could do that.
After your hiatus.
My
kind of thing.
hiatus.
Something like that. As long as we get fed, I guess it doesn't matter in the end. All right, we're ready to roll. You're listening to Jaguars Today. Keep it right here on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars
Today.
from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Making game day stretch as far as it'll go.
What's going on?
It's the Terminix Kickoff Show. Live from Tailgaters Parking. 5 hours before kickoff of every game. Presented by Campione Law and American Electrical Contracting on 1010XL.
Hello, Jacksonville. This is Dr. Kevin Kaplan, team physician for your Jacksonville Jaguars. At Orthopedic Specialists of Jacksonville, we know not every injury happens on Sundays. Sometimes it's flag football, weekend yard work, or just playing with your kids. That's why we built a team of fellowship-trained orthopedic surgeons, experts in everything from knees and shoulders to spine and sports injuries. Whether you're chasing championships or chasing your dog, we've got you. Learn more at osjax.com. That's osjax.com.
Jaguars Today Thursday is brought to you by
Cannons of Jacksonville.
Before termites attack your home or business and cause costly damage, Terminix it. At Terminix, we know how to stop termites. These destructive pests have been around for millions of years, but before they show up, so do we. And their time is up. Don't live with a termite problem? Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's TERMINIX.com. TERMINIX.com. Terminix it.
If you miss an interview, it'll be waiting for you on demand.
Well, what are we waiting for?
Search where you find podcasts. And at 1010XL.com. Trained by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning. When you're stuck, call the Duck.
Bring your marketing to the next level with 3D Digital, your local video production and digital marketing agency that specializes in ensuring your brand story is seen, heard, and remembered. Our award-winning team creates professional content that will be launched across multiple platforms to precisely target your audience. Call us at 904-712-4004 or visit 3ddigital.com to define, design, and deliver exceptional results for your business.
Do you want to grow your career with a company that's committed to growing with you? Florida Home AC has aggressive plans to double their workforce, and they're looking for determined, resourceful people with initiative. Just log on to floridahomeac.com/careers to find out more.
Pick it here for Oceanside Cleaners, the very best in dry cleaning service. Free pickup and delivery, or use their self-service kiosk in Ponte Vedra and Southside for drop-off and pickup. Dry cleaning, laundry, bedding, and bridal gown preservation. If it's got fabric, they can clean it. Oceanside Cleaners.
If you need a holiday gift idea, let Kuhn Flowers handle that for you. This is Max with 1010XL. Simply go online to kuhnflowers.com and look at the wide variety of floral and plant arrangements that will make someone's day this holiday season.
Want a one-stop shop when it comes to commercial or residential construction? Then pick Preferred Builders. They should be high on your list. Over 70 years of construction experience combined with exceptional product and service warranties. They've got a team ready to tackle any size project. In fact, they built their business in Duval by offering superior work at reasonable prices, and reputation over time means something. Honest and knowledgeable, reliable and responsive. Be sure and put Preferred Builders into your game plan for your next construction project. That's Preferred Builders.
Checkmate. I'm Brendan Cecilia, founder of Checkmate Coatings.
And I'm Chester, the adorable chessman on the tracks.
There are two things you should ask yourself about your garage floor. How clean is it now, and how clean would you like it to be? A typical bare concrete floor doesn't just collect dirt, it makes dirt.
It is literally made of dirt.
As much as you sweep and mop, the dust and grit just never ends.
And drips from your car seep into the pores, staining the concrete forever.
A Checkmate multi-layer floor resists drips and stains. It comes in your choice of dozens of colors and sweeps up sparkling clean in just seconds.
No need to wear shoes in the garage and track dirt back in the house.
Gorgeous?
Check. Durable?
Check. Tidy enough to walk on wearing clean white socks? Checkmate.
Transforming your floors, making them great. Checkmate.
Visit checkmatecoatings.com. That's checkmatecoatings.com.
This football season, make Hurricane Grill and Wings your game day getaway. Sip on handcrafted cocktails like the Millionaire Margarita or enjoy an ice-cold Bud Light. Game day drink specials are here all season. Find a location near you at hurricanewings.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mike DeRocco is protected by Lee and Kate's Glass. New look, same great service on 1010XL.
Walk through today, normal Thursday practice tomorrow, that'll be our potential pads day. Will be tomorrow. We're just going to kind of see how things go today and where we are.
That's Liam Cohen yesterday. So, pads on, popping, getting ready. Just trying to keep the schedule, I think, as normal as possible, Mike. I think they've done a good job. Obviously, they've done a good job because they've won 8 in a row, but they've really been able to narrow their focus and keep it focused on the job at hand every week. And I keep going back to the Jets game and the fact that they were able to, blow them out. Didn't look like they had any look-ahead factor with the Denver Broncos, which obviously was a much bigger game for a number of reasons coming up on the schedule and going to be a much harder game. But they've been able to kind of compartmentalize, I feel like. And kudos to Liam Cohen and the coaching staff for keeping them in the right mind frame.
Yeah, and that's been his message all year is 1-0. We're going to go 1-0 this week. That's it. That's all they talk about. That's all they think about. They didn't talk about when they made the playoffs. Nobody celebrated. He never talked to them about making the playoffs. Didn't talk to them about winning the division until week 18. So they have really done a good job of not looking ahead and just focusing on the opponent in front of him, which sounds cliche, and it probably is, but I mean, that's kind of the way you got to approach it. They've done a good job with
Sometimes cliches are, based
True.
in reality,
Correct.
and that's how they become cliches because more often than not, they're true in some cases. All right, we'll get more from Liam Cohen coming up here momentarily. Let's get out to the phone lines for the first time this morning on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. John on the west side going to start things off. John, good morning. You're on Jaguars Today.
Good morning, gentlemen. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Talked to you since the holidays. I sent you a picture of Liam and my stepdaughter in high school from LaSalle Academy. I thought D-Rock could appreciate that. And I was just curious. The question of the day, I'm going to go at number 3, Myers. And do you think that we're going to be able to get the running game going a lot better than we have in the last couple of games? And are we going to be able to stop Cook?
Yeah, I think those are
your thoughts on that.
Those are two of the biggest keys to the game, John. I appreciate it. And let's discuss, Mike. I mean, it's kind of strength on strength and a little bit of weakness on weakness, right? I mean, strength on strength, the Bills lead the league in rushing per game. The Jags allow the fewest rushing yards per game. It can't be any more clear than that. They're second in yards per carry allowed. Which gives more, the Jaguars' number 1 ranked run defense or the Bills' number 1 ranked run game?
I think James Cook's a really, really good player. And I don't think it's necessarily for the Jags' run defense in this game about the number of yards you give up. I think it's more about not giving up that explosive run. Keeping everything 10, 15 yards, you know what I mean? Not giving up the 35-yard touchdown run or the 65-yard touchdown run. I think it's more about limiting what he does on first and second down.
Do you think they'll be able to do that?
I think they will at times. Like, look, the NFL is full of great players, and you have to expect that the great players are going to get some of theirs. You know what I mean? And you can't sit here going into that. I mean, maybe the players do, but logically, when you look at it, you can't expect them to completely shut down James Cook and to completely shut down Josh Allen. It's just not logical. So they're going to get theirs. You just have to limit the damage from both. And I think if they keep James Cook from having a couple of explosive runs, then I would say that they won that battle.
What about containing Josh Allen and the scrambling, which is a question that just is a follow-up on the text line here, which also goes along to that running game?
Well, I mean, it's rush discipline and maintaining your lane, and it's really on Josh and Trayvon to make sure he doesn't get out and get on the edge. It's more about those two guys keeping him there, I think, than sacking him. Keep him from, because that's when all hell breaks loose. And it's not like, one or two times. He does it all the time. That's when the big plays happen. So you've got to limit that. And like I said, you have to expect that he's going to get a couple of those just because of who he is. You just don't want it to be he hits 7 of those throws. And, you
throws
lost
or big runs.
Or big runs, one. Yeah. I mean, but the throws especially where you lose a guy in coverage because he's a little bit he's like Mahomes. I mean, he's got that arm that he can fling it anywhere. And, the last thing you want is 3rd and 8, and he's out there on the edge. And the next thing you know, it's a 42-yard touchdown pass. So just limit him on the edge as best you can.
Dylan, get cut 7 if you could. I think this plays into it here from Liam Cohen yesterday, talking about how big a game this is for the Jags front 4 on defense.
Huge. Showed some of those examples this morning about, seeing Atlanta and even, just the teams that are able to create a rush with 4, and because you need to have eyes in the secondary on him as well, and some of the zones, and making sure that you're changing the picture back there for him and for those receivers and skill players. So huge test for those guys. I believe they'll be up for the challenge. Whether we have to rush with 4, 5, 6, whatever it is, we have got to impact and affect the quarterback in and out of the pocket.
All right, flip it around, D-Rock. The Bills have not been great stopping the run. The Jags lately haven't been great just handing the ball off and running for a good clip. That Etienne, I believe, has been over 4 yards a carry twice in the last 7. So will that change this week?
Yeah, there's no Ed Oliver out there, so I think that's
no Jordan Phillips either.
Jordan Phillips
who they just put on IR yesterday.
So yeah, I think that's the most favorable matchup for them, and I expect them to try and run the ball a ton. The more you run it, the more you control the clock, the more you keep Josh Allen off the field. I look, would it surprise me though if they throw it more than they run it? No, not at all, because that's kind of, you're riding the hottest hand with Trevor, but I do expect them to have a huge commitment to the run. I think it's going to be a really good day for Etienne and Tootin on the ground. I really do. I think that's the matchup I think they can exploit the most.
All right, let's get some more here, Tony, from Liam Cohen. Just asked yesterday if, overall, before we get into the specifics of this week, did he expect so much success so early in his tenure here in Jacksonville?
I think you try not to put too many expectations on it when you take the job. Like, I didn't sit here saying, I hope we win 8 or I hope we win 10 or, I didn't put many of those, I guess, labels on the job. When you get it, you're really just hoping to improve and to help players improve. You're hoping to obviously continue to elevate the standard and raise the bar. To say I assumed we would win 13 games when I took the job, like, I can't say that.
In fact, D-Rock, I think there was a period of time when they were trying to downplay expectations. Like, hey, we all want to be positive and feed into that, but this is a roster that won 4 games last year, right? This is a first-year head coach, front office, all this change. I think they ended up surprising themselves. Now, I think they probably reach a point in the season where they're like, hey, you know what? This is all coming together. We do expect this now. But I don't believe for a second that they thought – I think they probably thought the division was in reach, a playoff – to contend for a playoff spot was in reach.
Yes.
But to go 13-4, and really, when you figure the way the Cincinnati game ended, to be 14-3 based on your merits, the rest blew the call at the end of that game. I think that was beyond even their wildest expectation.
The expectation was, hey, playing meaningful football in December, which we know means you're in the playoff race. Like you're maybe not be in that list of wild card teams, but you're on that TV graphic. You're also in the hunt area. So that's what the realistic expectation. Because I thought they'd win 7. I think we talked about that at the beginning of the year. I think I picked them to go 7-10 around there, and that would have kept them in meaningful football games most likely in December. And don't forget, we looked at that schedule at the beginning of the year, and we're like, man, that
the
first
beginning,
part
right?
is,
You got to weather it.
That is brutal.
But then they got out to a 4-1 start.
Right.
That could have been 5-0.
Right.
You're like, you got to change your expectations at that point.
Then stumbled a little bit. Seattle and L.A.
But still, I think even through that, their record was no worse than most people thought it would be at that point.
Right.
The low point was 5-4.
Right. And even and the way that one ended in Houston, even you look at it and you go, well, they're still 5-4. If you had told fans that they would be 5-4 after the first 9 games,
right,
they would have signed
with
up.
Houston, right?
Right, would have signed up immediately for it, and they responded after that. And that's the most impressive part of the season is not, that they've won 13, but that was a point where we've seen this team in that situation before not respond. And with a lot of these same guys on it, and this team did. So that's the biggest. From that point on, you kind of knew this team might have a little something extra.
The Bills defensively, as we've mentioned here already on the show, they obviously don't stop the run very well, which is why we expect maybe Etienne to have a big day, Bashal Tootin to have the opportunity to have a big day this week as well. But against the pass, they're number 1 in the league in yards allowed per game so far this year. And Coach Cohen was asked yesterday about the Bills' safeties and why they've had the success they've had against the pass so far this season.
Jordan Poyer, man, I remember 2020. I think he was there when we were playing there, and they were damn good defense. Look, they've been running this similar defense since Coach McDermott's been there, and so they see all the quarters beaters. They see all the 3D beaters. They see all the quarter, half beaters, and Jordan Poyer's seen a lot of football, and he's played a ton of ball. I know he's a leader. He's a communicator back there, and then you see Bishop getting his hands on the ball, making plays, anticipating some of those concepts that they're used to seeing. And you can tell they do a lot of, pass offs and coverages, and the back end is pretty tied together. You can tell. I mean, they're number one in pass defense for a reason. And I think those two guys are a big reason why.
So how much do you think experience plays in this? Like, you mentioned Jordan Poyer. Like, I heard the guys this morning saying 31 Jags have played in the playoffs, right? But the Bills go every year and usually play a couple of games. So I think the cumulative amount of playoff experience certainly favors Buffalo. But as Bill Belichick said, he was asked about the game, and he's like, well, yeah, it's great. I mean, if it comes down to the final 2 minutes, they might be a little bit more poised to handle it, but what's the game going to look like in the final 2 minutes, basically, he said, because the Jags are going to have a lot to say about that. Does playoff experience matter that much in this game?
I think it matters more in the week before the game, because those guys that have played in it, and all the coaches, everyone talks about it, it just ramps up, the intensity ramps up a little bit more. So how do you handle preparing for all of that? Now, the guys that have been in those games, they know what it's like. They know what it feels like. They know the atmosphere. They know the pressure. So how does that impact your preparation during the week? Are you doing anything less because you're tired? Are you doing more? What are you doing? But I think once you get past the first drive or two, I don't think playoff experience matters. It's who's better that day. And that's what it is every other game anyway. But more during the week before, I think, than now that flip, if you're playing a team that's like won the last 3 Super Bowls and you're the first-time team in the playoffs, maybe that would matter more. But in this scenario, I don't really think it matters as much as a lot of people think.
All right, more from the head coach, Liam Cohen, coming up, as well as the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. Mike DeRocco's here if you want to talk Jaguar ball as they get ready to host the Buffalo Bills this week. You know the ways to get on board. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. You're at the home of the Jaguars in the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Superior products, exceptional service.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnick Chevrolet is proud to be a 7-time Chevrolet Dealer of the Year recipient, the only dealership in Northeast Florida to ever win this prestigious award, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnick's Treating You Right guarantee. Visit nimnickchevy.com to learn more. For 3 generations, Nimnick has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right. Where do you go? The answer is simple. Nobody but Nimnick. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
You're locked into Jaguars Today Thursday with Cannons of Jacksonville. Streaming live from the XL Digital Studios. Polished by Harbor Dental Care, the locally owned smile restoration experts.
Renewal by Anderson is ringing in the new year with a happy renewal year sale. Buy one, get one 40% off all replacement windows and doors. Plus, enjoy 0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for 1 year. Renewal by Anderson's Acclaim Impact windows are built for Florida, designed to help you save on energy bills while keeping your home comfortable year-round. Sale ends January 31st. Restrictions apply. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free in-home consultation. License number CGC 1527613. Renewal by Anderson, where comfort meets savings.
Hey, Hickett here. Leave all the 2025 dirt and celebrate the new year with our friends from Zero Res. Carpets, tile, hardwood, LVP, area rugs, upholstery. Basically every surface in your home can be Zero Resified. Time to call the cleaning pros at Zero Res, and don't forget about your air ducts. Zero Res has a 4.9 rating on Google with more than 8,000 reviews. Bring in the new year with 20% off carpet and upholstery cleaning, plus take $100 off your air duct cleaning when you mention 1010XL. 287-5727 or book online at ZeroResJacksonville.com.
Rick Ballou for Coy Dental. That's right, Carlson Dental is now Coy Dental. Dr. Lee has been practicing there for 9 years, has purchased the company. The Coy Dental team still has the same great dentists and staff. And remember, if you get nervous visiting a dentist, don't. There's never a problem at Coy Dental with light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation for all your restorative needs. Coy Dental, located in Bartram Park.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% in homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Attention skilled electricians, are you undervalued at your current company? Time to step up to the bigger projects and better opportunities. Join the team at Miller Electric Company, a trusted name in the industry for over 96 years. At Miller, we tackle the biggest projects in the city, offering not just a job, but an experience, top-notch pay, unbeatable benefits, and the best working environments in the business. Please join the team that values your skills and rewards your hard work. Elevate your career to new heights. Apply today at millercareers.com, an equal opportunity employer.
I'm Clayton Bromberg, the chairman of Underwoods. With Christmas behind us in 2026 here, the last thing you want to hear is somebody trying to sell you something. That's why at Underwoods, we'd like to stop and just say thank you to all the people that came in our stores over the last year. Whether you bought from us or not, we want to thank you for coming in and giving us the chance to help. You see, in North Florida, there are a lot of people trying to sell you jewelry, but at Underwoods, we consider it an honor for somebody to come in and just give us that chance to help. And if we do a good job, we might get a chance to serve again. Having served North Florida since 1928, all of us here understand what a customer really gives us during that visit to Underwoods, their trust. And it's up to us to do everything we can to keep it. So on behalf of everybody on the Underwood team, thanks again for coming into our stores, and we wish each of you a Happy New Year.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farah doesn't flinch. It's a Mike DeRocco Thursday on Jaguars Today, opened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
All right, so D-Rock, I was just looking. I know it's not ESPN stats and info, but I happened to peruse another site.
It's ESPN Research now.
Oh, okay. It's not them either.
Get it right.
It's not them either, though. It's PFF. Because somebody made the comment that on the text line that Josh Allen must have the best PR firm in the world, or at least in the league, because he's got the league's leading rusher. He's got a really top-rated offensive line. And he's got the number one pass defense that everyone says, well, Josh Allen is carrying this whole team on his back, which is a pretty fair point, right? I mean, they have some other strengths on this football team. So I wanted to see, because you're going to – who's got the number whatever ranked offensive line is going to vary depending on who's judging it, what metrics they're going on. So I looked it up, and on PFF, they have the number 6 offensive line, which is very good, right? Yeah. So Buffalo. And so I wanted to scroll and see where the Jags were, and they came in at 24 on their rankings, and they said their best lineup, and I'm assuming this is based on their grades and how they've performed in these various spots, is with Van Lanen at left tackle and Walker Little at right guard, with McCary not in that lineup. But regardless, they went on to they named Cole Van Lanen as the best player on the offensive line. He had an 80.1 pass blocking grade at left tackle, which, by the way, was 8th among 35 qualifying left tackles. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good.
He's getting paid like 15th, 16th left tackle money, but he's performing, at least as a pass blocker, about twice as good as that. So that's, good use of your resources. But they said last year they ranked the Jags offensive line 3rd in pass block efficiency in the whole league in 2024. And this year they stumbled and they're only 24th. And we were just talking about it in the break, and they have had those games, Tony, where they've given up sacks in bunches. But I feel like those have been like concentrated performances. I feel like, man, we've seen so many games where Trevor hasn't gotten hit or certainly not gotten sacked this year. I feel like this offensive line is playing so much better this year than they were last year.
I do too, and I think when we talk about the games where the sacks have come, especially here in the last 6 or 7 weeks, I think the Rams and Seattle thing is the picture maybe everyone still has in their mind of what the Jaguars' offensive line is. Well, that's not what they've been in the last month and a half. They haven't run the ball all that well, so that certainly goes into the discussion of how good or bad the offensive line is playing. And I would say there's a reason that the turnovers have not been an issue for the Jags, and it's because Trevor Lawrence has been making decisions late in these plays at times to go, I just got to try to get back to the line.
Right.
And he winds up getting tackled a yard behind the line of scrimmage or right at the line of scrimmage, and that's a sack. But what it's not doing is putting the ball at risk in any kind of way, and he's not extending the play into 7 or 8 seconds trying to make something crazy happen. It's like the decision, it's all happening so fast and in rhythm in the offense right now that we all should feel good about what the offensive line is doing in the pass game. Run game, we all have our ears open to see what's it going to look like against a Bills team that hadn't been able to stop it basically all year.
Yeah, Trevor's been sacked 41 times. 7 against the Rams, 7 against the Seahawks, 5 against the Broncos, and 5 against the Texans in the game they lost. Okay? He's also had 5 games
where he hasn't been sacked.
Where he hasn't been sacked
right.
at all. Yeah. And I think there's been 2 of those 5, it might be 2 or 3, I don't have it in front of me, where he wasn't even hit.
Not even hit, correct.
So that's like we don't have to watch that Jersey game. So they've had 4 games where it's been not great sack-wise, but the rest of it, it's what, 13 games and 22 sacks in 13 games? Is that what it is?
Less than 2 a game.
Yeah. So
right, but you're right. You can't throw out those 4.
You can't.
Other than these 4
right. But it would be
games.
worse to me if he's been sacked 4 times in 8 games. And
I agree.
More of that. But certainly the 14 sacks against the Rams and the Seahawks throws off the number a little bit. But 5 sacks against Denver, by the way, like we looked up, Tony, 14 yards. Yeah. So a lot of those were what you were describing.
3 of them were Trevor decided to run and just didn't get back to the line of scrimmage. In fact, you can see sacks in the NFL if you watch closely where the quarterback actually gains like a foot. Like if technically they don't gain a yard because if they're not giving you credit for a yard gained, even if you gain space, they'll put it down as a sack if they feel like you had not committed yet. It's weird because how are you tackling me across the line of scrimmage and you don't consider that a running play at that point?
There's that wiggle room. The ball's got to touch the yard.
It is a weird little thing.
Yeah.
And I think, too, discussing the texter and what they sent into the show here, we extend a grace to the way the teams have been trying to defend the Jaguars, right? And we've been saying they stack the box to try to stop the run. At what point are they going to get out of that because of the way Trevor's playing? My guess is everyone that has played the Bills all year is like, Josh Allen is not going to be the reason.
Right.
Right? Like everyone defends them that way. So it opens things up. I'm not saying the Cook's not great and that he doesn't take advantage of those opportunities, but I do wonder how many light boxes he gets to see compared to the typical running back playing with a typical quarterback as opposed to a guy that presents the threat that a Josh Allen does and it has to fill into the numbers.
And I don't know how many teams spy Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson or whomever, but that takes the defender out of the calculus generally, right? Like he's much more concerned with where that guy's going.
He's affecting how effective everyone else is just by his being there.
Yes, talking about the quarterback, right? The gravity of pulling in that defense. All right, let's get one more here from Liam Cohen before we move on to some thoughts from the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence. And this is once again on the Bills offense. Dalton Kincaid limited in practice yesterday, but he did play last week. They're very effective utilizing their tight ends in a variety of ways. And Liam Cohen talked about the challenge of defending the Bills' tight ends.
Both Kincaid and Knox, very good football players. Great in the past. They work their tails off in the run game, and they do a nice job of putting them in advantageous matchups in the run game. And they'll get heavy, they'll go jumbo, but still have those tight ends out there. So now you've got bigger people on the grass defensively, but they like to maybe spread it out and throw it. So they do a nice job of creating matchups for the tight ends, and they're good players. And there's a trust level you can tell between Josh and those guys. And, obviously we struggled a little bit against Bowers, who's, obviously a lot of people have struggled against him. But I do think that, some of where we're at now, with Antonio and with some of these different packages can help us continue to, defend bigger sets that way, but still have athleticism on the grass and be able to feel comfortable about stopping the run still.
All right. Look, I think this is one of the areas that is going to be most fascinating here because Devin Lloyd's done such a tremendous turnaround this season, and I think there are going to be plenty of occasions where, he might be the guy primarily that you're asking to follow Josh Allen in a couple of key situations. He also is going to be responsible for some of these tight ends that are crossing the field. D-Rock, do you think the Jaguars, who has the advantage? Jaguars covering that position or the Bills the way they utilize those guys?
Probably the Bills the way they utilize them. I mean, and Liam Cohen talked about, 13 personnel. A lot of teams are using that they have the ability to do it. The Jags have the ability to do it. It's something McVay has done a lot this year, too. So everything seems to go back to McVay, by the way. So Yeah, I mean, Kincaid's a pretty good player. Kincaid's a really good player. Knox is a pretty good player. That's why I think, we talk about Devin Lloyd, but I think Antonio Johnson is going to be one of the key players in this matchup. Because if you're going to go nickel, you probably want to go big nickel,
right?
Because he's going to need that nickel's going to have to be the guy that actually comes up and runs support a lot too. And Antonio Johnson's pretty good at that, and he's playing at a very, very high level. So I think he will be a huge key in defending the tight end pass, as well as when he's on the field in that situation, they do try to run it. He's going to have to come up and make some plays.
All right, let's take a time out here. Come back here for the quarterback, Trevor Lawrence, as we make our way through the first hour today. Moving towards Wild Card Weekend with the Jags and the Bills on tap for Sunday at 1 o'clock. We've got ESPN's Mike DiRocco in studio here with us on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today. From the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Get bowl game play-by-play on 1010XL.
The Fiesta Bowl. The Hurricanes and Rebels duel in the desert. Tonight at 7 on 1010 AM.
Hey, it's Travis from Cannons of Jacks. Thank you for trusting us for 55 years of custom welding fabrication and vehicle towing accessories. When you need a trailer hitch for the family car, a gooseneck for the company truck, or even RV towing options, call us at Cannons. We can do a bumper hitch, fifth wheel hitch, anything for safe, reliable towing. Come to Cannons of Jacks, where service is our #1 priority and we treat our customers as we like to be treated. Check us out online, cannonsofjacks.com.
Jaguars Today Thursday is hitched to Cannons of Jacksonville for all your towing needs.
Tired of wrestling with your shower curtain like it's a fight for the last slice of pizza? Ditch the drama and say hello to a smooth, stylish glass shower enclosure from Baker Glass. Wago Glass is clean, elegant, and makes your bathroom look huge and brighter. Give your shower a makeover and feel like you're in a spa without the price tag. I'm Mac at Baker Glass. Call me and get ready to love your new shower. Let's make your shower great again. Remember, Baker Glass, no one treats you better.
Joe Coward, Matt Hayes, and Leon Searcy are serving up your daily dose of sports talk specials from scratch.
I didn't know you could.
XL Primetime is driven by Duval Ford.
These are delicious.
Noon to 2 weekdays on 1010XL.
Hey everyone, Lauren Brooks here. As we kick off a brand new year, it's the perfect time to make sure your car is ready for everything 2026 brings. I trust the team at Big Chief Tire. The Preman family has been taking care of my car for years. If you want a safer, smoother ride, start with new tires from people you can count on. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 and let Big Chief help you start the year right.
Staying active no matter your age is key to living life at its fullest. Rebound Rehabilitation wants you to know they can get you back up to speed and back in the game pain-free. Rebound Rehabilitation with a dozen locations across the First Coast with top-of-the-line therapists ready to assist you. Neck and back pain, hip, knee, or foot pain, they can help. Excellent patient care combined with the highest quality and rehabilitation services. Look for a Rebound Rehab location near you and get back in the game. ReboundRehab.com.
What Major League Baseball pitcher holds the record for most career no-hitters and over 5,000 strikeouts?
Just letting your homeowner's insurance renew each year may cost you money. Shop around and you may find a better plan. Let Southern Oak Insurance give you an option at southernoak.com.
Our family protecting yours. Southern Oak Insurance.
Nolan Ryan's 7 career no-hitters might be an unbreakable record, but his 5,714 strikeouts certainly is.
Southern Oak Insurance. Our family protecting yours.
Bueller.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, pal. Is that a turtleneck? Can't you feel it, Jason? There's a chill in the air. A definite nip. I mean, it is January. In Jacksonville, Jason. I didn't come here for cold. Well, I wouldn't call this. Cold weather gives me the sniffles. Sniffles turns to pneumonia. Suddenly, I'm in a hospital bed with a tube down my throat because Florida didn't get the memo about ignoring winter. So, switch over to heat. What if my system can't remember how to heat? Dude, put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Bueller Air and Plumbing can make sure your system is ready to switch from cooling to heat. We'll clean your heating coil to get rid of that burning dust smell and make sure you have the coolant pressure to keep your heat pump pumping out the heat. I had no idea these sunglasses worked in the winter.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. It's a Mike DeRocco Thursday on Jaguars Today. Opened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
Hey, when are we going to fire Balky? Oh, that was last year's theme. Okay. Different theme this time around here in early January. Although the firings are happening fast and furious. Now we have 8 openings in the NFL, 1/4 of the league. Teams don't have a head coach, as Miami has dumped Mike McDaniel. Josh Grizzard out after 1 year as the Bucs offense coordinator. I heard some Bucs fans say it'd be no problem to replace Liam down there. Everything would be just fine.
And they fired the quarterback coach.
Was I wrong about? Maybe they're waiting on Canales to get fired after the Panthers get thumped by the Rams.
Poor Baker, man. 3 different offenses in 3 straight years, and because Canales, Liam, this guy, now it's going to be 4 in 4 years.
Yeah, look at where Baker clearly had his biggest numbers. It was.
Was that under Liam Cohen?
I believe it was.
Are you sure?
But yeah, 41
I think you're right.
touchdowns. So Liam might be just pretty damn good at the old calling plays thing.
And with quarterbacks, who knew?
What do you think of I understand Udinski is considered in high regard, but he's so young, and could you see another team seriously considering him as a head coach if he doesn't have play calling experience at his age?
I think he will get interviews.
You do?
At least one interview, yeah.
This year?
Yes, I do. And here's the thing. He's a really smart guy, sharp guy. And what's the hottest coaching tree now? It's the McVay tree.
Yeah.
And he's part of the McVay tree. Liam Cohen. Look, there is no better piece of resume that Udinski can throw out there, and this is based on the perception around the league, than to say, look what we did with Trevor. You guys all thought Trevor sucked. You guys thought he was awful. There are people saying we should move on from this kid. Look what we did. I was part of that. I helped. Me, Spencer Whipple, and Liam Cohen.
Well, I was going to say, but I mean, Jim Bob Cooter could probably say the same thing back in 2022.
Well, okay, and he got another job.
But he didn't get a head coaching.
No, but I don't expect him to get a head coaching job. But I do think teams are going to bring him in, because I think part of that too is to kind of pick the brain of, well, what did Liam do? What did you guys do to kind of get Trevor rolling? What are some of the things you guys did? Why? How did it work?
Depends on who's interviewing me, man.
Right.
I'm sorry, I'm not telling you, Tennessee.
Right. I mean, but if they're not going to be that obvious about it. But essentially, I mean,
I know.
You're trying to pick guys' brains. Sometimes the interviews are more about what they can tell you as opposed to you're really interested in them as the head coach. You just want to cover all your bases. And who knows? Look, nobody else wanted to interview Liam Cohen last year.
True.
And he walked in there and blew them away.
But he was a play caller.
And
right. that to me is the big difference.
In the NFL for 1 year.
Right, but he had but 1 year,
and it was a hell of a year.
Spectacular results,
exactly.
Right? And we don't Udinski may be able to just plug right into that, and maybe simpatico in the way he sees it all, or maybe not.
Yeah, no, it wouldn't surprise me next year in the preseason Liam's like, he's going to call the plays in the preseason type of thing and get him some of that
too. Sure,
yeah. I mean, and look, and Cohen addressed it earlier this week. I think it's like, look, it stinks to lose guys, but that's what you want for them. Like you want these guys to have success, to be attractive to other teams, because that means your team is doing well. So I think he'll get some interviews. Yeah.
That's why Cohen is here.
Correct. Yeah.
He sees it.
It's good. They'll both, him and Campanile will both get interview requests, I bet.
I could definitely see Camp getting that serious consideration. I think Udinski would be at this stage more like, I want to see what's going on here. I don't know. But then again, you get in the room, who knows, right? Gus Bradley got in the room and people were like, oh my God, we got to hire this guy, because he just overwhelms you in that moment, and maybe that'll work for him. Who knows? Wish him the best after we win the Super Bowl.
I know whenever I hear Udinski talk, I have to double check. I'm like, is that Udinski or Cohen? Like, I really can't tell. They do they have that same energy when they speak, at least to the public. I don't know if that's being brought into the locker room the same way. Can't answer that, but I can see a team being interested in it when they hear it.
All right, one here from Trevor Lawrence to get us rolling before we hit our next break on just the mindset that he's got heading back to the postseason for the first time in a few years.
It's obviously that playoff feel, knowing that you're one of the teams that's in the playoffs, and a lot of teams are done. You see all this stuff about all these teams that are, kind of packing up, going home, and so that feeling of still playing ball feels really good. But as far as the preparation in the week, it's the same. I mean, we're preparing the same way. Obviously the mindset it's similar to how we've been playing. I feel like we've been playing with that playoff kind of mentality and 1 week at a time, and that's truly what it is now. Before you had your schedule set out and you have to intentionally take it 1 week at a time. Now we got the Bills this weekend. Whoever wins gets to keep playing. So, everything's going into this one game, and we're preparing the right way and just trying to keep our process the same as it always is.
Yeah, I definitely think having the Texans breathing down their neck for the last 2 months is hugely beneficial.
He's right. They've essentially been in playoff mode.
Can't slip up.
Correct.
Or Correct. You'd be on the road this week.
The moment you took over the lead in the division, at that point, you knew if we don't win out, we're probably not winning.
You'd be
division.
packing for Pittsburgh, buddy, is what you would be doing, because that's where they would have been going.
Yeah, worst places to go, I guess.
For the Jaguars in the postseason, you're damn right there are worse places to go, man.
That's what I was going to say.
You know what?
They had success there.
I don't know. I'm probably crazy here, but for some reason, I think the Steelers might come here next week. I really do. I think the Chargers might win, and Pittsburgh can beat Houston on Monday night. But maybe I'm nuts.
You're thinking the Chargers are going to win, too?
I think they can. I do.
Wow.
New England hasn't played exactly a robust schedule, man.
They've beaten one team with a winning record.
Right.
The Bills.
Right. Now, Omarion Hampton maybe not being available could be a big deal for the Chargers.
Yeah.
How
healthy is
Herbert?
Herbert.
He said the week off did wonders for his hand. Maybe he's just giving happy talk. I don't know. I mean, it's his offhand, man.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
he's going to get killed at some point. If they keep winning in the playoffs, he's going to get killed. His offensive line is just a flipping
turnstile.
They'd
have to start winning in the playoffs.
He's
never won a playoff game.
Burrow got to a Super Bowl getting killed. You can do it even with your quarterback getting hit if your quarterback's playing at that kind of level. We'll see if Herbert can put that together.
It's probably wish casting, but it's a good wish to have. We got to take care of our own business here against Buffalo on Sunday, and then we'll go on the road if we need to. We'll host them if we can. It's all a beautiful thing. Hour 2 coming up on Jaguars Today. More from the quarterback Trevor Lawrence, and today's question of the day on which receiver or tight end will be the most prolific versus the Bills. Myers, Strange, Thomas, or Washington. You can vote on that on X or break us off the call at 641-1010 on the Key Buick GMC phone lines. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. When the outcome on the field is decided, it's time to talk about it. With hacker Leon and Coach Gerald England, it's the window world of Northeast Florida fifth quarter, flavored by Hurricane Grill and Wings and Apex Roofing and Contracting.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Jaguars Today Thursday is towed by Cannons of Jacksonville.
This is the kind of sandwich you don't rush. French dip at Firehouse Subs. Premium roast beef loaded with caramelized onions, melted provolone cheese, and topped with Italian seasoning. Stacked on a toasted garlic bread roll with hot au jus for dipping. For a limited time at Firehouse Subs.
It's not girl talk, it's sports talk.
Let's talk football.
Tom McManus adds his helmet to the heels with Lauren Brooks and Taylor Dahl. Afternoons 2 to 4. Fought for you by Greenlaw Group on 1010XL.
Start the fresh new you with Local Fair Jacks, the online farmers market delivering fresh local food to your door. Start for just $7 with code FRESH1010 at localfairjacks.com.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Are you searching for a career in the HVAC industry? Florida Home AC is looking for an A-team. Full-time positions for qualified individuals to train for HVAC service technicians, install mechanics, and sales consultants. Just log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and click on careers to find out more. We're talking great compensation, a 5-day work week, no downtime in the off-season, and a company-provided vehicle. Check it all out at FloridaHomeAC.com/career. That's FloridaHomeAC.com/career. Equal opportunity employer.
There's lots of reasons to use Kuhn flowers when you need to send floral arrangements. This is JJ with 1010XL. No matter what the reason or the occasion, Kuhn Flowers delivers with only the best. Log on to KuhnFlowers.com and make someone's day.
At Hollis Pools, building a pool is personal. We sit down with you, listen to your vision, and bring your backyard dreams to life right here in Northeast Florida. Working with us doesn't feel like working with a contractor. It feels like working with family. Every Hollis Pools project supports Project Savior Outdoors, helping bring hope to our veterans. Visit HollisPools.com. Hollis Pools, your vision, your pool, your escape. License number CPC 1461233.
I used to dread going to the dentist. Every visit felt like a sales pitch with constant upselling, surprise fees on my bill, and I could never get in when I needed to. But Harbor Dental Care? Totally different. They saw me the next day, gave me honest pricing up front, and even set me up with a payment plan I could actually afford. No pressure, no surprise charges, just kind people who get it. If you want to experience dentistry the way it should be, book your appointment today at harbordental.care. That's HARBOUR dental.care.
You like winning? This is former Jaguar linebacker Tom McManus, and I'm excited to introduce you to J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling of Greater Jacksonville. If you're a property manager, contractor, builder, realtor, or homeowner, get that feeling of success with less stress. I've used them. My friends have used them. So get your free junk removal and hauling estimate today. Now, I call that a win. Veteran-owned and operated J-Dog Junk Removal and Hauling. Call 506-1256. We haul it all.
Lucas Tree Service is a certified arborist and a local family-owned business with over 45 years of experience. They specialize in tree removal, trimming, and stump grinding for both residential and commercial properties. Get prepared for storm season and receive top-notch customer service from Lucas Tree Service, 904-241-3533. Online at lucastreeservice.com.
Start your new year off healthy and get screened at Ackerman Urology for common cancers of the prostate, bladder, and kidney. Early detection is key with 5 locations across Northeast Florida. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
This is your local sports update. I'm RJ Saunders for 1010XL. The Jacksonville Jaguars are doing a playoff prowl around town. Keep a lookout for the Jaguars and 1010XL around Jacksonville as we get ready for the playoffs this weekend. Jag swag giveaways from both the Jags and 1010 as well as ET will be at all locations. Right now, 68 degrees at 11:03, time and 10, brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. Mike DeRocco is protected by Lee and Kate's Glass. New look, soon great service on 1010XL.
And we're back.
We weren't live just a second ago, were we?
No,
Okay, all right.
we weren't. Well, we were getting there, and I was just
Okay.
telling you, you gave me a look, and you're like, what? I just put your headset on so you can hear we're about to be back, man. Playoff Prowl promotion is going on. I don't know where they're going to be, but there's the Jags are teaming up with us here at 1010XL. ET's going to be around town and not giving away tickets, but giving away Jag swag giveaways before the game and leading into the game. So, when we get locations that we can pass along, we'll let you know where ET is going to be in the next couple of days. And, of course, if you want tickets at this point, Ticketmaster, they're not inexpensive at this point. Right? The resale market is booming, from what we understand.
Yeah, looks like it's going to be a full house, and I think it might end up being like the last time where we expected a lot more Bills fans to get in, and they didn't. It was like maybe 15-20% Bills fans, and the rest of it was Jags
They travel
fans.
well, man. They're going to have a big contingent. It's fine. You know what?
Didn't they light a fire?
They destroyed wherever
In
they
like
were in the city.
tailgaters over in there at some point in the last time for the playoff game.
I seem to recall something along those lines, yes. They do like to play with fire in their pregame festivities. You know, they like to light tables on fire and jump through them, things like that, from what I've seen.
Sounds fun.
Yeah, I don't know. Not to me, it doesn't. It sounds like traction. When I was 25, I'd be right there at the front of the line. You know what I mean? I'm like, what are we jumping through a table for? It wouldn't even matter. I wouldn't even have to have a reason.
I will admit, it's more fun to watch the guys in their 50s do it because it's just, and you just know that they're not going to be able to walk for 6 months.
Yeah.
This could go really bad.
Right.
Which are always the best videos. Always.
I never quite understood the whole get drunk enough to not even make it into the game scenario, because there's always a few like that. I'm not saying it's exclusive to Buffalo fans. Any fan base
yeah.
out there. Just enjoy yourself. Just make sure you're able to enjoy the game.
I'm buying a
game was the
ticket.
thing to enjoy.
Well, for some people, it's the atmosphere, honestly, right?
Okay,
I mean, it's the whole experience. It's the tailgating is as important as the game to many, and particularly because the Jags haven't been great. So let's say for the last whatever period you pick, right? Unless you're picking a concentrated 4-year period in the late 90s, they just haven't consistently been good, for an extended period of time. And so it becomes about being part of the experience and going and being with the people that you see and you care about and are invested together. And it's all good, just be out there with your teal on. By the way, RJ trying to fit into the Jaguars Today motif. Looks sharp in the teal today. I saw that. I don't see Dylan rocking the teal over there.
I'm just wearing a gray long sleeve.
Yeah, you're like you're depressing is what you are.
He's like the day outside.
We're
Very
all wearing
gray.
dark colors in here. So
By the way, what color should the fans wear Sunday? I've had multiple people call me. I would assume teal.
I would think.
I don't think they've announced yet, but I would.
But why wouldn't you wear teal anyway?
Yeah. Right.
Like, even if the team's wearing black uniforms, teal is what identifies you as a Jaguar fan. I'm in the minority. People love black uniforms, all black. I don't. I'm not. Like, it's not your identity to me, anyway.
I still think that they should, whatever they show up in warm-ups, whatever, go back in, change the prowlers,
throw the throwbacks.
Come on out there,
you would find no argument from
and
most
have
of the
Shad
fan
have
base.
to write the check. I think that would be
so
fantastic.
what? We're talking about how much a billion is on Crosstalk this morning. Like
That's
the
a
whole
lot.
thing. It's a lot. Like, would you rather have $10 million or a penny that doubles every day for a month, right? And you end up with the penny, you go over $1 billion, right? And you may have known this. I had to look it up, but I'd heard that it was an incredibly long period of time. How long is 1 billion seconds? How many years is a billion seconds?
It's like something like 30 years or something.
31.7 years, right? So, how high can Shad stack his dollars? High enough to pay for any uniform fine that comes down the line. Like, what would they do?
We are just freely spending Shad's money right now. It's like, people pay the fine.
Absolutely. We do it all the time. Sign this guy, cut this guy, whatever. Eat the cap hit. What? We don't care. It's not my money. He's a billionaire. He's fine. Shad's fine. I guarantee you, Shad's fine.
Yeah.
He's going to be okay.
He could just probably reach in the pocket and go, here.
He probably could, right? He just like fan him out like he's at the club or something. Like,
better win the damn game if you're going to make him pay the fine, though.
Okay. Yeah, but I think Shad be in on it. Like, you wouldn't spring it on the owner. You'd probably tell him,
not.
Hey, Shad,
No,
we're going to, how you feel about this? Okay. That's my Shad right there. That's pretty good. That's not bad. All right. Let's see what we got from Trevor Lawrence. A couple more here. What does he see? We'll cut 3 here, Dylan. Buffalo's defensive scheme. They are number 1 in the league in pass defense. Trevor's red hot. What does he see when he watches the film?
They always present a lot of challenges on defense. They do a good job. Their scheme has been very similar for a lot of years. So you kind of I say you know what you're going to get, but they do a really good job of disguising and changing the picture on quarterbacks, and they bring a lot of different pressures, and they they play that game a little bit that you got to kind of figure out the chess match, and they do a nice job, and they present some challenges, and it's going to be the same way this week. But yeah, definitely similar to how they've been in the past, which is throw a little bit of things at you and you try to figure it out.
How much better, in your opinion, Mike? It may be hard to quantify, but is Trevor at identifying that kind of stuff? Like, we all said that it got to the point in the season when Liam Cohen said, let it rip, and that freed Trevor up a little bit mentally. Like, it's okay to make a mistake, and now trust what you're seeing. But is he seeing it better? Maybe he's trusting it more than ever, but is he actually seeing it better? Is that why he's having this success? Because he's had hot streaks in the past, but
Right.
do you think there's something materially different about his ability to diagnose what defenses are presenting to him?
I think there's a couple of things. Robert Hainsey talked about it on Monday. Trevor has become really, really good diagnosing what he's seeing before the snap and changing the play to the one that works. Or Hainsey, and I'm probably scooping myself on this, is my lead for my Trevor Lawrence story. But anyway, Hainsey was talking about a bunch. There's like 5 or 6 plays where he did that in the Colts game and beat the blitz. And I was like, give me a couple of examples. He's like, okay, the second play of the game. I think they had a run play called. Colts have 7 guys up on the line of scrimmage. He recognizes that's not going to work. So he audibles to a play that they had put in that week just for that coverage or just for what he was seeing. It was a screen to ETN. He floats back, drops it over the linebacker. ETN's wide open, 15-yard gain on 2nd and 9 from, I think, their 18-yard line. So that's part of it. He is really operating at a high level pre-snap and post-snap. He's also benefited from the fact that Liam Cohen is really, really good at throwing plays out there that look like play A that the Jags run a lot, but it's really play B, and you get caught with your pants around your ankles because as a defense you were convinced it was play A,
right.
And then the next guy's wide open. And he's seeing that, he's understanding it, and he's letting the ball go quick. And the other thing is he's got now with Myers in the fold, he's got that guy that he trusts implicitly. His trust in Parker has obviously gotten to a very high level. Trust with Brenton Strange at a high level. But Myers coming in gives him another person that can work the middle of the field. He knows exactly where he's going to be at the exact point he's supposed to be there. And if you look at Trevor now, you can see some of the anticipatory throws, whereas maybe before he needed to see the guy open, and now he's letting it go before the guy gets open to the spot where he's going to be, and boom, it's a completion.
My favorite thing in that whole discourse right there was Liam Cohen put something in that he saw specifically for that week. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
I feel like it's so much more hands-on. Like, you know what? We're not just, here's our offense, run it, execute better than those guys. It's like, no, there's a subterfuge. There's a game within a game, and it's constantly going on.
Every play.
You see that story that came out in the last couple days that's been making the way around social media about how Belichick had this particular formation thrown in for the Ravens because he knew it would throw John Harbaugh off his game, like mentally, because it was legal, but it looked illegal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was almost where you bring in the extra offensive line,
yes,
but he's
not
not
eligible.
But you think he is.
And they thought they should have had time to match up with him, but that's not the rule because he's not eligible.
Playoff game, I think.
And he told the staff, don't call this in the first half, because we don't want them to be able to adjust. We're going to give them the look, and then we're going to do it again like this, and it worked, and it's like those little things are where you get the value of having a creative mind, calling plays. Belichick wasn't the offensive. He may have helped, I don't know. He may have helped design that play as well. He wasn't calling all the offensive plays, but he was hands-on.
He knew the game well enough to know this will work.
Right, that this will work against these guys for this specific reason. It might be the only time we can use it, but have it in the back of your mind. So I love to hear that kind of stuff.
And look, and here's the thing. If the Colts come up with that thing again, that same blitz look again, they may now think, okay, we're going to blitz, but they're going to call that same play, and we're going to be there, and it's going to be like a 1-yard gain or a 2-yard loss or whatever. and it's the exact same look. The Jags will give them the exact same look, and boom, it's not that play, and then you got caught out of position again.
All right, let's take a break here, and let's move on. I got some stuff. Might throw a little pop quiz your way on wide receivers. It's actually a pretty interesting one, I think. So take all of 2 minutes, but we'll get to today's question of the day as well. Tony will take us around the league. Mike McDaniel, the latest head coach, fired. Now 8 openings in the National Football League. Aren't you glad we don't have to play in that pool once again, and hopefully not for a long, long time? Mike DeRocco in studio from ESPN. This is Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today from the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios of 1010XL. Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser share the huddle with Freddie T.
Bring it in!
Monday morning running back with Fred Taylor is fueled by Epstein and Robbins.
Fred Taylor, he's a candidate to go the distance.
On 1010XL.
This is Jeff Middlecoff with Cogent Bank. My associate Ryan Salem and I joined Cogent Bank because we wanted to revolutionize the mortgage business, just like Cogent Bank has revolutionized the banking business. So Ryan Salem and I are able to leverage the power and stability of Cogent Bank to go out and find our clients the best investors, the best products, and the best rates in the entire country for your particular mortgage loan. Of course, you don't have to be a customer at Cogent Bank to take advantage of our mortgage services to buy or refinance your home. We offer jumbo loans, VA, FHA, conventional, and investment loans. At Cogent Bank, we offer mortgages nationwide, so we can help you with a second home or help a family member who lives or is moving to another state. Call Ryan Salem or myself, Jeff Middlecoff, at Cogent Bank today, 904-442-9191, to see how we can help you with any of your mortgage loan needs, whatever or wherever they may be.
Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender, Cogent Bank, NMLS ID 402296, Ryan Salem, NMLS ID 1182429, Jeff Middlecoff, NMLS ID 249086.
Jaguars Today, Thursday.
Brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
Frank Frangie here. Nimnik Buick GMC is proud to be the #1 Buick GMC dealer in Jacksonville, earned by treating customers with courtesy, respect, and fairness. All part of Nimnik's Treating You Right guarantee. The most Buicks, GMCs, and Jacksonville's only Car Bravo dealer, nobody but Nimnik. For 3 generations, Nimnik has been the place customers keep coming back to. They treat you right, and they give a bunch back to the community. Visit NimnikBuickGMC.com today to learn more, or visit their showroom off Phillips Highway. GMC, we are professional grade.
Start your Saturday with a whiff of the great outdoors.
Captain Kevin Favor here with Captain Kirk and Jeff Lagerman, and we bring you the fresh air of the great outdoors.
On the Nimnik Outdoors Show, presented by Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic and Air Conditioning on 1010XL.
Florida doesn't ease into the heat. It comes fast and it comes hard. And if your AC barely survived last summer, you're already on borrowed time. That's why Duck Rooter Plumbing, Septic, and Air Conditioning wants you to start the year off strong with a new AC system. Make the smart move before summer hits. Right now, get their lowest price of the year, $1,000 off a new AC system when you install by February 28th. Call now to schedule your free estimate and get ahead of the season. 904-862-6769 or duckduckrooter.com.
Julington Creek Pest Control has been serving our community since 1984. Our turf management program is an all-out blitz, granular fertilization, weed and insect control, keeping your lawn championship green all year. Quarterly pest control stops bugs before they ever cross your goal line. Family owned, locally operated, expert technicians, top quality products, no gimmicks, just winning results. Julington Creek Pest Control, our family serving yours since 1984.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. We're your local family jeweler for 46 years in Jacksonville with a huge selection of diamonds, gemstones, and pre-owned Rolex watches. And Monahan Jewelers is your store for expert jewelry repair turned around in 1 or 2 days. Most jewelry stores take 2 weeks or more, and many stores send your jewelry somewhere else for repair. At Monahan Jewelers, our jewelry repair is done in-house by expert craftsmen, and Monahans can turn around most repairs in a day or 2. So bring your jewelry repair to Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Ticket here for Action Garage Door. Nothing more frustrating than your garage door misfiring. When it does, I call Action Garage Door. They take action. Jeff Bernard and crew, Jacksonville folks, not some big out-of-town chain. Something goes wrong with your garage door, take action. Check them out, Garage Door 911, GarageDoor911.com.
Truth Teller here, and I've solved all of your holiday problems and stress. A gift card from the Blue Crab Crab House. Get this, you buy a $50 gift card, and you get an additional $15 card for free. It's that simple, and as always at the Blue Crab Crab House, the best crabs in Jacksonville. oysters, and seafood, period. Blue Crab Crab House, open every day except for Monday off of San Jose on Jewington Creek Road.
When you head out for a night with friends or going to the big game, don't forget the best game plan to win the night is to designate a driver and guarantee a safe ride home. Hydrating between buds is the best play you can make. Bud Light, reminding all to drink wiser.
1010XL, presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. When it's game time, Farrah doesn't flinch. It's a Mike DeRocco Thursday on Jaguars Today. Opened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
All right, here's one on the text line. There are two, actually, back-to-back on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures. What a stupid thing to say about Dave Canales getting fired. Did you know they won the division? And that they're hosting a playoff game, which they haven't done in a while? I generally like you. Thank you. And what you say, but that was dumb to even try to make it a joke, and you weren't even joking about it based on your tone. I wasn't. I didn't make it up. I'm telling you, there's scuttlebutt out there that Canales, if he doesn't win, they had a losing record. I hope you understand that. So they went 8-9 in a terrible division, and because of a three-way split, Atlanta saved them, and they went to the postseason. They collapsed down the stretch. They're talking about maybe firing Matt LaFleur in Green Bay if he doesn't win this weekend. If you think that winning and getting into the playoffs guarantees your success, that you can't get fired, then you need to start paying better attention. I'm sorry, that was not a joke at all. I didn't make that up.
Jim Harbaugh just left. Was just removed.
John Harbaugh.
John Harbaugh.
Right. It probably made the playoffs like, how many, 16 out of 18 years or something like that.
He averaged 10 wins a year.
I mean.
Yeah, I think this was the 5th year in his 18-year run they didn't make the playoffs.
It's not a joke. It's just, and I don't have a dog. I could care less what Dave Canales does. Fire him, don't fire him. Keep him forever. We beat the Panthers. Don't care. You know what I mean? But I think in a second, that's what Bucs fans are hoping happens because he was successful for them. So anyway, I don't know. You know, do you think we're just, well, Andy Reid's about to get fired too. Ha ha ha. I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. I'm banging the desk too much here.
Yeah. And what's the next one?
No, that was I read them both all together.
Oh, okay, okay.
The second part was you weren't even joking about it based on your tone. You're right, because it wasn't a joke. And it wasn't me reporting it. I'm just telling you what I've seen out there and what's been discussed.
Conversations out there about it, yeah.
Right. I mean, if you haven't, like LaFleur, like there's people at both camps that think if he doesn't win this week, he's gone, or others think
Tomlin's got the same kind of thing going in Pittsburgh. There are some who think.
Right. Mike Tomlin could be out as the Pittsburgh coach if he doesn't win against Houston. Well, how can that be? He's never had a losing record.
Agreed.
Much better than Dave Canales, who had a losing record this year.
Right.
It's a pretty good Dempsey tirade.
Yeah.
Like
I may not even,
it's not even a tirade.
Right.
It's
like I will disagree with them firing probably all three of those guys if that's what those teams choose to do, but that doesn't mean the conversation
Agreed.
isn't
I'm
out
not
there.
saying I'm not making the case to fire Dave Canales.
No.
I'm saying the case is being made by others to fire Dave Canales.
Right.
You look, if you can go Google Dave Canales and commentary from Panther fans, they think half of them think he's an absolute idiot. Like seriously. that they won 8 games
despite him.
Despite Dave Canales, I'm telling you. And they did fade hard down the stretch. Had a home game to clinch. I mean, John, nobody backs in because you win enough to get there. But if anyone ever backed in, it was the Carolina Panthers.
Without question.
Goodness sakes. All right, let's do a little pop quiz still in Denmark.
Pop quiz.
Oh, this is the incredible branding you only get here on Jaguars Today. All right, pop quiz. All right, we go rapid fire here. You guys just fire them off. This is Pro Football Focus's highest rated receivers in single coverage this year. Okay, best rating
man coverage
in one-on-one single coverage. Right, no help over the top, just man coverage. One guy's got you. Who are the top 10 receivers in the National Football League this season based on performing when they're singled up? Puka, thank you. It's not a trick question. Okay, Puka's number one.
We're going all around, right?
Yeah, just fire away.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Who you got? Name a guy.
George Pickens.
George Pickens is 5th.
Wow. I'm trying to think. I'm going to go with T. Higgins.
T. Higgins. Why did you come up with T. Higgins? Have you seen this?
No.
Because it's interesting. T. Higgins is like their 25th or 30th rated overall receiver. He's number 2 on this list, though. That
I know what I'm doing.
That makes me think you've seen it.
I will I promise you, I've not seen this.
And T. Higgins, good call then. T. Higgins, you got 3. What do you got? Anybody? Come on. Who's a good receiver?
JJ.
No. Not this year. No Jefferson.
Jackson
Strike 1.
Smith and Jigba.
Jackson Smith and Jigba. Thank you. He's number 4 on this list. Who else?
Jamar Chase.
Jamar Chase did not make the top 10. Did not make the top 10. I don't know how often he gets that coverage.
Yeah.
By
How
the way.
about Jameson Williams?
Jameson Williams did not get it. All right.
Amon-Ra.
Amon-Ra did. All right. Here, you've already hit 3 strikes, so here's the top 10.
Okay, well, hang on. Let me just.
All right.
I'm feeling like this might be. The reason you're asking this is because there's a Jags receiver.
I don't know.
And I feel like Jacoby Myers is on the list.
I think
Are you feeling that?
No, I think it's probably going to be Parker Washington.
You feeling that?
Yeah.
Let me go through the top 10. Here's the top 10. Puka Nacua is number 1. T. Higgins, number 2. This is PFF receiving grade in single coverage. Puka, 92.4. T. Higgins, 92.1. A.J. Brown, 91.4. You wouldn't know it by all the discourse this year.
Chaotic year for him.
JSN, 91.3. Pickens, 90.4. Amon-Ra, 90.3. Tie at 7th. Stephon Diggs got a 90 score. DeAndre Hopkins got a 90 score.
Holy cow.
He's still in the league?
Yeah, with
That's a
Baltimore.
joke.
Right.
He makes a catch a week.
Did you not know that? Dude?
Right, I get right. Like he never runs any routes, but he had to have run enough to qualify here. Number 10 is Nico Collins, but number 9 is Parker frickin' Washington.
Yes, I told you. I knew that was coming.
89.4. That's in single coverage. Overall grade of 83. Put him 14th among all wide receivers.
Earlier in the year, I thought he was just a guy, and I was wrong. But I never hated Parker Washington.
Why do you hate Parker Washington?
Y'all got to separate.
And you took him in the breakfast bowl last week, right?
I did.
Nice job.
Yeah. I did, and he scored.
He got first place.
I did win the week last week. Yeah, look, people got to realize just because maybe you don't think a guy's a really good player doesn't mean you think they're a bad human being.
No, we just like to mess with.
So why do you hate
Yeah,
Parker
well,
Washington?
like I keep getting people asking me that listen to this show. Why do you really hate? Do you really hate Parker Washington?
Why would you hate Parker Washington?
Yeah.
He's like one of the nicest guys on the team.
He really is. There's no,
and he does his job exceptionally well.
Yes.
You know, receiving and returning. Somebody asked yesterday, do you think in a big spot would they put him back there on kickoff return?
No. I think they like the 2 they've got back there. Yeah. Why mess with
It
what's
makes sense.
worked
It's
all
more
year?
of a running play.
It's a
on
running
kick
back
return than
type
it is a return,
job.
like a punt return.
But he is built like a running back, man. I mean, or close for among wide receivers. Not many guys as you know
He's
I don't know what metric you would use, like body mass index, something like, you know what I mean? Like he's a stout.
He's a thick guy.
Yes.
For the size that he is. Yes.
Right. Like I think he could do that quite well, but he is so good with the change of direction stuff. Kickoff returns more about initial velocity, follow your blocks.
As a
go.
punt returner, he does go east and west a lot.
He does.
He does it as a
Probably
wide
too
receiver
much.
too.
Yeah.
Like he turns almost every catch he has into a punt return.
He's
on the
been
fly.
doing that more and more for sure. For sure. All right. Why don't we do this? We got a minute here before we hit the break. Tony Smith, take us around the National Football League.
Now, Gems Around the NFL. Brought to you by Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jax Beach.
Buffalo kicker Matt Prater did not practice on Wednesday. Head coach Sean McDermott said that he might be able to participate in a limited capacity at practice today. Corner Maxwell Hairston unlikely to play for the Bills on Sunday. Running back Ty Johnson and linebackers Terrell Bernard and Matt Milano both missed practice yesterday for the Bills. The Bills also opened the 21-day practice window for safety Damar Hamlin. LA Chargers running back Omari Hampton did not practice on Wednesday. San Francisco wide receiver Ricky Pearsall and left tackle Trent Williams were both held out of practice yesterday as well. Chicago wide receivers DJ Moore and Roma Dunze were both limited on Wednesday. Seattle has designated tight end Elijah Arroyo to return from their injured reserve, and Miami is firing head coach Mike McDaniel.
Yep, he is gone. 8 openings right now, and hopefully we don't have to worry about that in Jacksonville for a long time. Hard to imagine. But then again, Doug Peterson rolled in with a division title right off the bat in a playoff victory, and we thought we were on our way to great things. Let's hope this time it really happens that way.
I think we'll be not talking about a coaching change here for a while.
I agree with you, right? But I think
you're safe.
I think we would have said the exact same thing at this point in
I don't know
Doug
what
Peterson's
you're talking
first
about.
year.
Maybe
come
you
on.
did. Maybe
that
you
and
did.
your hatred of Parker
I don't
Washington.
know what you're talking about.
All right, let's come back and look at today's question of the day and weigh in on which receivers and or tight ends we think can be the most effective against the Buffalo Bills' #1 pass defense this week. You're listening to Jaguars Today on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today for the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. Join the 1010XL Podcast Network.
Okay, excellent show, everyone.
Now you can find all your favorite 1010XL podcasts in your platform of choice.
When it comes to glass, you don't want average. You want flawless. Duval Glass and Mirror has transformed homes and businesses across Jacksonville for over 35 years. Frameless showers that wow. Mirrors cut exactly to your style. Fogged or broken glass replaced. Decorative tabletops. Windows replaced or repaired to stand up to Florida storms. All backed by a 100% guarantee. Visit DuvalGlass.com for your free quote. There's only one name for glass and mirror around these parts. It's Duval.
You're locked in to Jaguars Today Thursday with
Cannons of Jacksonville.
Have you got concrete or asphalt rubble piling up? Arcosa Crushed Concrete will pay you for it and recycle it. They're just minutes from Everbank Stadium on Talleyrand. Call Arcosa Crushed Concrete and get paid for what you don't need. ArcosaCrushedConcrete.com.
Hey, Jacksonville DDH. Dreamfinders Danny Hicken here with the scoop from Dreamfinders Homes, your national builder of the year. We've got first-year interest rates as low as 2.99% and homes in 20-plus communities throughout Northeast Florida. If you're house hunting, make sure your first pick Dreamfinders Homes, the proud official home builder of the PGA Tour, the Florida Gators, and your Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit dfhsalesevent.com today and tell them Dreamfinders Danny sent you.
Finding the right plumber to reline your cast iron pipes doesn't have to be a stressful experience. When you hire Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, you can rest assured you're getting the best in the industry. At Superior Plumbing and Pipelining, we're so confident in our work that we encourage you to get multiple estimates. Look at each company's reviews and check the scope of their pipelining work to make sure it's what you're expecting. But at the end of the day, make the superior choice. Superior Plumbing and Pipelining. Request a free estimate at superiorplumbingjacks.com.
Flame Broiler, the Rice Bowl King, is turning up the flavor with new char wings. These wings are charbroiled, never fried, grilled to perfection for a big taste without the grease. Grab them as a 3-piece or 10-piece side, or make it a meal with a 6 or 8-piece combo, served with rice and a drink. Order pickup or delivery today from any of Flame Broiler's 5 Jacksonville locations, or call 904-619-2786. Flame Broiler. Bold flavor done right.
New and pre-owned firearms are in stock at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach. Want a new sidearm or rifle? Brands like Kimber, Smith & Wesson, 6 Hour, Beretta. No lines, no hassle. Only at Beach's Jewelry and Pawn in Jacksonville Beach.
Custom home builders, fed up with your electrical and low voltage companies that ghost you mid-project, sparking delays? Unreliable subs and poor electrical work that derails your schedules? Denny Thompson here for Tyson Inc., experts in seamless electrical services for your custom builds. Pre-construction planning, integration, and installation, no hassle. Your homeowners will love the new Tyson showroom. Home builders team up with Tyson for your next home building project. TysonInc.com.
Happy New Year from Awaken 180 Weight Loss. It is 2026. Is this what you've been waiting for? Is the time now for you to drop the weight with Awaken 180 Weight Loss? Look, the time was right for me. I had to do something. I remember looking at myself in the mirror, just couldn't believe it, man. I was going down a bad path. Found out about the great folks of Awaken 180 Weight Loss, started talking with a coach, and instantly I knew that is exactly what I needed. Awaken 180 changed my life. I lost over 100 pounds. Guys, take it from somebody that lost triple digits on this program. It worked for me. It will work for you. No shots, no pills. You do it the natural way with the terrific coaching of Awaken 180 Weight Loss. Call 844-346-1800 or go to Awaken180weightloss.com and do what I did with Awaken 180 Weight Loss.
1010XL, presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Focused, fueled, fearless, Farah. Now, the Monahan's golden moment. Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach, your local family jewelers.
All right, today's question of the day, presented by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. Will Mike Duraco make that shot? Did you make it?
Nope. Bounced off the rim.
I saw it back here.
Man. What'd you throw over there?
Just a wrapper for my glasses cleaner.
Okay.
We'll get an email later.
I had a hard time hearing, so I needed to clean my glasses.
Now, we'll clean up after ourselves.
And anybody that wears glasses knows that is 100% true, right, Tony?
So ridiculous, but yeah.
What's the thing? What is
I said I was having a hard time hearing, so I cleaned my glasses.
Yeah.
And anybody who wears glasses knows that is 100% true.
Is that right?
Oh, yeah.
It's just like
You'll be saying, like, there'll be a smudge, and you're just like, what's going on? Like, all you can see is the smudge. Like, that's all you're paying attention to is whatever's going on.
You can't hear
on the
anything.
lens.
It's all good.
Yeah.
So you're doing it because you're distracted by something you see on your glasses,
No, I
or you're
just
doing
can't
it
hear.
because you're just
I
like,
can't hear.
I'm
I'm
gonna
like-
it's just a.
Can't hear. I got to clean my glasses.
It's kind of like when you're driving and to focus on the road, you got to turn the radio down a little bit.
Yep.
Kind of same thing.
That I can understand.
So, Dylan, one time I'm driving with a bunch of buddies, and we're in my buddy's car, and his all of a sudden it smells like something's burning, and I'm like, turn the radio down so you can smell that. Don't you smell it? He's like, no. I'm like, well, turn the radio down.
They say some people
Did he
smell
smell it?
color.
Huh?
Did he smell it when he turned it down?
Yeah.
Hey,
Okay.
whatever, man. I don't know. Maybe you need to compartmentalize. All right, let's take a look at today's question of the day, guys. Which of these Jaguars will have the most receiving yards versus the Buffalo Bills this week? The options we gave you. And, of course, you throw Travis Etienne in here, and it certainly could go that way. But Jacoby Myers, Brenton Strange, Brian Thomas, or Parker Washington. Why don't we hit up today's 10-10 take?
10-10
take.
Now, Mike Dempsey's 10-10 take. Brightened up by First Coast Paint. Simply superior paint.
All right, right now, Parker Washington getting about 45% of the vote. Jacoby Myers second with about 21%. Brian Thomas, and then Brenton Strange. Put it this way. If I were going to, bet this, okay, kind of the way I would stack it, I think Parker Washington right now, he's hot. You can line him up all over the place. He's a tough. You're not going to double Parker Washington, right? I'm not very often, right? And he is, as we just saw, PFF grading him out. He's destroying single coverage this year, and you've got the confidence of your quarterback. You can make contested catches. You can high point the ball even at your shorter size. I think he is should be the betting favorite, but I think Brian Thomas is kind of lingering in the back of my mind as. This is I feel like Jacoby Myers is kind of settling into a role where he's going to make some of the tough catches, and maybe it's going to be 5 or 6 grabs, but by the nature of it, it's not a big run and catch. Parker Washington is a big run and catch. Brian Thomas is, I guess, Parker Washington's catch and run, I should say.
Yeah.
Brian Thomas is run, catch, and hopefully he's
Keep
behind
running.
the defense, right? And I feel like that's been close to hitting in recent weeks. Trevor missed him a couple weeks ago, had one wide open, could have been an easy touchdown. And so I would say that while Parker Washington is probably the favorite, I think the more interesting bet would be Brian Thomas because you'd get better odds on it. And I just have a hunch. That's where I'll vote today. Because we can't know what's going to happen. Tony, how do you see it playing out?
I've been trying to speak exactly that into existence for the past month and a half, right? That Brian Thomas is due for a monster game. I think at this point, all we have left is the playoff run for Brian Thomas to have one of those days. Until I can't pick it, I'm going to pick it, right? That Brian Thomas, I'm trying to speak it into existence for Brian Thomas Jr. to have that kind of day because it's really the only thing that the passing game at this point is missing for the Jaguars is that to happen 2 or 3 times in a game where the defense is just watching Brian run, right? That's the only thing that they haven't had. They've still been crazy successful here for the past month and a half without that having been a part of it. But when that gets added to the equation, watch out for this football team. And they're already a team that I think you have to be on the lookout for. But until I can't pick it, I'm going to pick Brian Thomas Jr. to have that monster.
Yeah, I think it's actually part of the game, even though he's not catching passes, because it scares the hell out of defenses. And he is drawing a lot of guys. He's drawing guys over the top, and that's opening things up inside a lot more. So you say Parker, I'm going to go with Jacoby just to be a little bit different. I think there's some yak opportunities for him this week in the middle of the field. And, he's had, 15 catches the last 3 games. But you look at them, and they were all clutch catches. And they were all tough contested catches. I think they're going to be able to get him the ball. I'm thinking like an 8 or a 9 catch game for Jacoby Myers this week.
Okay, hey, look, I don't care. You know what I mean? like Tim Patrick, come on down, right?
Yeah.
I don't care who it is.
I think that's why the Jaguars are as scary as they are as a matchup.
I agree.
Because it doesn't matter. Focus on whoever you want. We'll go to the other guy. Right? Like, that's kind of where they're at in the offense. There's nothing that you can take away that the team goes, oh.
I don't think they go
in 'em.
Parker Washington's our number 1. I just think they go, well, this is, maybe he's number 1 in the progression on some plays, but it's just not like last year you had Brian Thomas Jr. getting force-fed the ball by Mac Jones in the second half of the year, and he was clearly the best guy, and that's what you had to do, and you didn't have anybody else playing close to that level. Now I agree with you, Tone. They have different games, but like if it were Brenton Strange with 7 catches for 85 yards, would that shock you? Wouldn't shock me, right? So, I think Brenton Strange might have the biggest impact on this game out of those 4 guys, but specifically talking about receiving yards. Officially, I will bet on BTJ with Tony. Denmark, who you got for the most receiving yards out of that quartet?
I'm going to go Jacoby, slightly over Parker Washington.
Okay. So nobody gets a vote for Parker in this room, right? Which, again, I do think he's the logical guy based on recent trend line and which way it's been going.
Teams, at some point, are going to start going, we can't let Parker Washington beat us. We can't allow those short catch and runs to turn into he makes a move and then he's got 63 yards. Teams are going to start at some point trying to take away Parker Washington. I think that's coming, and that's why I think, wouldn't surprise me if it's Brian, wouldn't surprise me if it's Jacoby or Brenton Strange. Hell, it wouldn't surprise me if it's Travis Etienne either at this point.
Right.
They just go wherever the hell they need to go with it, and it works.
Yeah, and quite frankly, Trevor can throw for 117 yards, and it can be all checkdowns to randos, and I don't care. Just win the game, man. Just win the game. If it's another 9-6 or 10-3 victory over the Bills, not going to hear me complaining about it whatsoever. Every game's different, man. I mean, you go back to 2017, they beat them 10-3, and then they went and played like an 80-point over with the Pittsburgh Steelers the next week. You know what I mean? Just do what you got to do in that week.
Such a weird team that was, that 17 team.
It was, man. But they went up there.
All attitude.
They scored all day on the Pittsburgh Steelers that year.
Yeah, that year people always talk about, oh, Blake was – there's like 4 games that year they don't win if Blake doesn't play as Randolph. And the Buffalo game was one of them as a runner. And certainly that Pittsburgh game, they don't win that game if he doesn't play as well as he did.
Seattle for sure. Seattle was tremendous for him. On the text line, designed by Lifetime Enclosures. Clean glasses make your hearing better, just like a washed and detailed car drives better. Jags are going to crush the Bills. Bank it. 10-10 is the best. I think that text is the best. Best I've seen today.
Certainly better than the other one that called you a moron.
No. He didn't call me a moron. He insinuated I was a moron, but it came through loud and clear. So,
yes, 100%.
Without a doubt. And oftentimes I am a moron. I just want to be called moron in the proper circumstances, not just randomly. Thank you very much. All right, we'll come back with some final thoughts from Mike DiRocco on the matchups that maybe most favor the Jags and the ones he's most concerned about. And I don't know if he's going to favor us with his prediction or not, but we'll find out.
Sure, why not?
There we go. Coming up on the other side with D-Rock from ESPN. Jaguars, Bills, coming up Sunday right here on 1010XL 92.5 FM.
Jaguars Today.
For the Renewal by Anderson Custom Windows and Doors Studios. 1010XL. Live streaming from the XL Digital Studios. Brightened by Harbor Dental Care. Jacksonville's first choice for dental emergencies.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Jaguars Today Thursday, brought to you by Cannons of Jacksonville.
Welcome to Key Buick GMC, proudly family-owned and operated since 1943. Come see why they're North Florida's new and pre-owned truck center, conveniently located on Southside and JTB, just minutes from the St. John's Town Center. At Key Buick GMC, every new vehicle comes with our lifetime powertrain warranty. Key Buick GMC, we are professional grade. Online at keybuickgmc.com. Lifetime powertrain warranty covers engine, transmission, drivetrain only. Exclusions apply. See dealer for details.
You waited forever for your new fence. Then strangers show up. Subcontractors rushing the job. Sent by the company you trusted. Frustrating, right? Superior Fence and Rail promises better. Their professionally trained builders deliver quality you can trust. No subcontractors, no shortcuts. Just the superior craftsmanship your home deserves.
When you're on the fence, about a fence, superiorfenceandrail.com.
Next time you head into a Gate convenience store, look for Form Energy Drink, designed to provide energy, hydration, and focus, straight from Dana White and AB, celebrating those who embrace grit, discipline, and resilience in their everyday lives. Check out Form Energy at a Gate convenience store.
Instant Keys is turning 25, a quarter century of saving the day when your keys mysteriously vanish.
Seriously, it was just in my pocket.
Or when that remote fob decides to quit working.
The dealership is such a hassle.
For 25 years, Instant Keys has been the go-to locksmith service for car keys, house keys, transponders, re-keys, and even high-tech smart locks. You don't have to go to the dealer. Instant Keys comes to you. For honest, professional locksmith service, use Instant Keys.
ET here, and when the lunch hour hits, fuel up like you mean it with lunch at the Lodge at your local Twin Peaks. With hearty, crave-worthy classics that hit the spot. Sink your teeth into our juicy cheeseburger and fries, grilled fresh to order and stacked really high. Or go lighter, but loaded with flavor with our fresh chicken Caesar salad. Or the fan favorite, the turkey avocado smash with sweet potato fries. Really hungry? Our crispy golden chicken tenders and fries are ready when you are. Quick from the kitchen, satisfying on the plate. Join us for lunch at the local Lodge, Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views. Home of the 29-degree draft.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. What's better than beer? Cold beer. Put your company logo on a custom koozie. Check them out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
The best financial move you can make this time of year? How about lowering your mortgage rate to 4.99% fixed APR, the lowest rate in years? How about getting up to $500,000 out of your home equity in the process? You can do it now by calling Loan Pronto. Hey, it's Prosper here, and with Loan Pronto's Rapid Equity Loan, you can get a ton of cash, pay off all those high-interest credit cards, and skip up to 2 house payments. One homeowner just got $300,000 approved in under 24 hours. Wiped out their credit cards and 2 car loans, saved $2,100 a month. So don't wait. No hard credit pull up front, and you probably won't even need an appraisal. Just fast, easy cash from your home's equity. Act now. Call 904-999-1508 or go to loanpronto.com. Start the new year by wiping out your high-interest debt. 904-999-1508. And you can see how much cash you can get today. That's loanpronto.com. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, APR for well-qualified buyers. Visit NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
1010XL, presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Still, present, ready. Farah doesn't flinch. It's a Mike DeRocco Thursday on Jaguars Today. Opened by Lee and Kate's Glass on 1010XL.
All right, well, speaking of morons, that's how this text opens up.
Oh.
All right, speaking of morons, Stanford graduate Richard Sherman is fit to become the most incompetent analyst in NFL history, and then he gave me a YouTube link. I don't even need to watch it. We know that Richard Sherman has an axe to grind with the Jaguar fan base. They've gotten under his skin. Now he's resorted to...
Wait. You're telling me the Jags fan base on Twitter can be caustic?
Apparently, they can annoy some people, some thin-skinned folk out there.
That is very surprising to me.
Yeah. Oh, you don't want them to get good, man. I mean, now we're starting to emerge. I mean, they were already caustic and edgy when they were a 4-win team.
When we were talking about it last weekend, the potential times that the Jags could be playing this week in the wild card round, I thought Saturday would have been a lot of fun. Saturday night, because then potentially you might be getting an extra day to prepare for your next opponent on top of everything else. But my favorite thing about Saturday night would be on Amazon Prime, so Richard Sherman might actually have to watch Trevor Lawrence play a football game.
That would have been good.
To get ready to call one. Like, that was the side of it that was most interesting to me, and I think he's lying through his teeth every time he says it. There's no way. There's no way you're covering the league and haven't seen Trevor Lawrence and what he's been doing. And if you're going to keep saying it, you just make yourself look more stupid every time that you do. But Richard Sherman wants to be a troll. Let him be a troll. That's what he's always done.
Relative to the rest of the league, Jags have one of the smaller fan bases, I'm sure, right?
No
just
doubt.
per capita. And that's just a fact. Doesn't mean they're not rabid fans. And so they, the ones who want to dismiss Jacksonville, feel like they're not going to have many major repercussions. And that's just the way it goes. By the way, somebody said the Vegas odds for most yards for the Jags receivers, for the four we're mentioning, Myers is the favorite, then Parker, then BTJ, then Strange. I might have to look into that one. No, I wouldn't do that at all. Anyway, D-Rock, best matchup. What's the Jags' biggest advantage in this game?
Their run game versus the Bills' run defense, I think.
Will the Jags run for, let's say, $120 in this game?
Yes.
Okay.
I do think they
that's
run for,
that's a good number.
Yes, I think they do run for well over 100 yards. And that's not meaning like 190, but I do think they run
comfortably over 100 yards.
Yes, I think so.
What is the worst matchup from the Jags' perspective?
Oh, it's Josh Allen. It's Josh. But that's not like a shot at the Jags. Josh Allen is the worst matchup for every damn team that plays him. He's just, you can't, he's, like we talked about before, he's going to get outside and he's going to kill you on a couple of plays. You can withstand one or two. You can't have 5 or 6 plays where he gets outside and kills you either with a long pass or converts the third down with his legs or makes a huge play, with a long run, whatever. You can't have 5 or 6 of those. You have to limit the number of those. And I do think also you can't have Josh Allen and James Cook go off in this game. You can have one or the other and still win it, I think, but you can't allow both. But I do think they're better equipped to handle Cook than Allen.
I think one of the biggest things is just tackling soundly in this game, right? Because you get, especially when he breaks containment, right? He's outside and you're like, do I take the kill shot? Do I, back off because I think he's going to get rid of it? I'm trying to avoid the 15-yard penalty. Then he just shrugs you off. And, because he is a hoss, man. That to me, I don't want to see the Jags get that 15-yard penalty, but I'd rather them err on that side early in the foot. You know what I mean? Just I want to make sure that he is being brought down to the ground violently when you have the opportunity instead of just that. I hate that kind of when you get there and you're almost pantomiming his movements, you're just more concerned with him running around you at that point. You got to believe that your rest of your teammates are going to rally up and help you make the tackle. Let's get in there and let's be big boys and get the kill shot in. D-Rock, what's your prediction for the game?
I think the Jaguars win this game. I'm going to predict, I haven't really thought about score, but I'll go with 28-21 maybe.
Okay, 28-21. Poor Cam Little. That's not many field goals for our guy.
He's saving the 75-yarder for the Super Bowl. What are you talking about?
All right, that's fine. I don't need a 75-yard. I just thought we might have a few more scoring opportunities, but we'll take touchdowns over field goals. We'll get back with Mike DeRocco here momentarily, but first, let's say hello to XL Primetime.
Now, the 2-minute drill is driven by nobody but Nimnicht. Nimnicht Chevrolet on Cassett Avenue and Nimnicht Buick GMC on Phillips Highway.
All right, Josie is here. Hello, Joseph.
Yo.
Today we asked who's going to have the most receiving yards versus the Bills this week. Among the primary receivers and tight ends for the Jags, taking the running backs out of it. Who do you got?
Brian Thomas Jr. needs to have a big game.
Okay, that who you going with?
Yeah.
That's what me and Tony went with, too.
Oh, did you guys?
Kind of a hunchy pick.
Yeah, and obviously, if he does catch the ball, it's going to be further down the field.
Right.
Most of the other guys would be operating in the middle. I almost said Brenton Strange because I feel like he could get fed this week.
Parker got about 45% of the vote this morning, over 300 votes on this one. BTJ rallied. He came in second at 21.5. Jacoby at 20%. Only about 14% say Brenton Strange will be the guy. He may have the biggest impact overall in this game.
And maybe the most receptions. But the other thing is Parker Washington, I believe it's 87. 87 yards or more the last 3 games.
He's been good. But then again,
damn
3
good.
weeks ago, we would have easily said Jacoby Myers, right?
Yes,
And it's been a little cyclical at times
True.
throughout the year. So maybe the coverage starts to recognize Parker, and that is to the benefit of other guys out there. I'm sure plenty of Jags for you today. Maybe a little Miami Ole Miss.
Yeah, the two other guys that are with us today, named Leon and JJ, can't quit talking about Miami and Ole Miss. So we will definitely work that in. Matt Hayes is in Glendale, so we'll say hello to him. Sal Capaccio from the Buffalo side, the Bills Mafia, we'll say hello to him, and then Ryan O'Halloran.
I got Sal coming on my Sirius XM show tonight.
Wow.
I got Tony Smith coming on my Sirius XM show tonight as well. So
he's another gangster.
There you go.
Fat Tony.
All right. Have a great show, Joey.
All right, thank you.
All right. Leon's out there. He's lurking.
He's got the green on, baby.
Does
Look
he?
at that. Look at that.
You might be able to see him. I don't know, but if you're watching us on the stream right now, because we do have a window inside 1010XL right behind my head. You know,
Yeah,
you
don't
never know
turn
what's
around.
happening.
Don't
there.
turn around.
No,
Don't turn around.
Okay, I won't. I did anyway. I kind of half peeked right there. What'd you say? I only cleaned my glasses. All right, D-Rock. So. Go ahead, detail for us your pieces that you've got coming out at ESPN.com once again.
Yeah, the piece for Friday or Saturday, how Liam Cohen and the Jaguars got here.
Gotcha.
You know, culture change, a little bit of Trevor Lawrence, a little bit of adaptability, which is lack of stubbornness. To me, that's the most interesting part of
Better
the whole
word
story.
for the Jags is your adaptability or resiliency.
It's kind of almost the same.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
It's related.
Right. Yeah, because you have to adapt to be resilient. So I would probably go with adaptability.
Look at this philosopher over here. D-Rock, have a great week.
Thank you.
We look forward to extending our coverage with you deep into the month of February even, you know? So
that would be fun.
We'll see how it goes. And it's 28-21, Jags on top of the Bills, according to Mike Duraco. Tom McManus will be in with his tail of the tape. I don't think we're getting the clean sweep this week, Tony,
Probably not.
against the Buffalo Bills. So we will check that out tomorrow and give you our official predictions on the Jaguars and the Bills in Wild Card Weekend. For Mike Duraco, Tony Smith, and Dylan Denmark, I'm Mike Dempsey. Thanks to all of you for listening to Jaguars Today. Stick around for XL Primetime coming up next on 1010XL and 92.5 FM.
I told y'all to